Okay, so I thought we were doing inverse matrices now. We're not, unfortunately, but next week we will. And when we do that and Cramer's rule and determining the determinant of matrices. But with that being said, we're going to do a matrix operations right now. This is pretty simple for the most part. It's what exactly you guys should probably think you're going to do when you see something like this. So we denote matrices with capital letters. So for instance, this big A over here, that's going to tell you that you're talking about a matrix. And then A sub ij is going to indicate a specific value inside of the matrix. Now, when we name matrices, that's rows by columns. One book suggested the word Roman Catholic or the name Roman Catholic because it's just to help you remember that it's R then C. Okay, that's the only reason they suggested that, and I think it's a pretty quick way to remember it. It's how I've been remembering it since I read that. Consider the matrix A, where it's equal to the entries 3, 2, 0, and then -4, -5, -1/5. Now, for instance, if I asked you what A11 was in that matrix, you would say, oh, it's 3. And that's because it's row 1, column 1. So if I asked you what A31 is, you'd say what the third row, or I'm sorry. If I asked 3-1, you'd say there's nothing because there's no such thing. If I asked you 1-3, you'd tell me, oh, that's 0 because it's the first row, third column. If I asked you what 2-3 was, you'd say, oh, it's -1/5 because A2 1/5 or 2-3 is going to be 1/5, and so on and so forth. To add in subtract matrices, they have to be the same size. And so, for instance, if I go and do this, what I'm going to do is, let's say you have 1, 2, 1, 4, 0. So this is a 2 by 2. This is a 2 by 2. Those are kind of ugly 2s, but let's write that a little neater. 2 by 2. And then since they're the same size, we just simply add this 1 to this 2. That gives us 3. This 2 to this 1, that would give us 3. This 0 to this 4, that would give us 4. And this 2 to this 0, so that would give us 2. And so if this is A and this is B, then A plus B is equal to the following. Okay, so far so good. Let's do the same matrices, but we'll do subtraction this time. So we have 1, 2, 0, 2. We're doing A minus B is minus 2, 1, 4, 0. Now, my suggestion to you, I mean, you don't have to use this suggestion. I would distribute this negative to everything in here. So we're going to have 1, 2, 0, 2. And then we're going to have plus, and we're going to make these all negative. -2, -1, or switch the sign of them is what we're actually doing. And then we just add how we would. 1 plus -2 is -1. 2 plus -1 is 1. 0 plus -4 is -4. And 2 plus 0 is 2. And this is A minus B. Okay. And so that would be how you would do the addition stuff. It's pretty straightforward. It's not anything you wouldn't expect. It gets a little bit more tricky when you do multiplication and things like that. So I'm going to end this video here, and then I'll start the multiplication video here in a second. Thank you, guys.